Namaste, and welcome to my virtual yoga studio here on YouTube. As always, I am so grateful that you've chosen to share this space with me, and I'm grateful to share this space with you, so thanks for being here. Today, I'm going to share a guided meditation that's about living from the heart. It's a practice for going deeper and deeper into the layers of our spiritual heart, of our heart chakra, so that hopefully everything we do is from love and every breath is infused with love. So we're going to do a short warm-up just so that our bodies are open and able to sit for a few minutes. And then we'll talk about alignment, we'll posture, and then we'll go straight into the practice. So, a little warm-up here. Just come to a comfortable seat. And then from your seat, we're going to lean back a little, take your fingertips beside you, extend your legs out in front of you with your knees bent, so feet right in front of your hips. And then just begin to windshield wiper your feet from side to side a couple times. The hips tend to speak to us when we sit for meditation and the legs fall asleep, so we just want to get the blood flow going in the legs, lubricate the hip joints so that our legs can support us in our seats. Just a few more, just getting that movement and that energy going in your low body. Then as you tilt your knees to the right, pause for just a moment. Lightly flex your left foot, let your left knee get heavy. Just feel that little opening in your outer left hip. Then on your next breath, come up and over, right hip. Good. Then come back to center, come back to your comfortable seat, whether that means your legs are crossed or you're sitting on your heels or whatever else allows you to lengthen your spine. And then from here, we're gonna lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach both arms up. Reach for the space between your hands, but notice how your shoulders want to creep toward your ears. Pull your shoulders back and down. Start to engage your shoulder blades, open your heart as you lift your chest. Good. From here, drop your right, I'm mirroring here, drop your right fingertips to the mat, reach to the right, lean to the right, but press your left hip powerfully into the ground. I say mat because I'm sitting on a mat. You don't have to have a yoga mat here. Just drop your fingertips to whatever ground is beneath you. You reach through that top arm. You feel your torso lengthening on the left side, making space in the side body to make space for our spine. Inhale, reach all the way back up. Draw your shoulders back and down. Lift your heart. And then drop your fingertips over to the left. Reach to the left, lean left, but press your right hip powerfully down. Stretch the right side of your body. Let your ribs expand to either side as you breathe, just getting the torso spacious so we have lots of room for a long spine in our seat. Inhale, reach all the way back up. Exhale, circle your arms wide and around, and we'll do that a few times. Reach your arms forward, flex your palms, exhale back and around. Now just lubricating the shoulder joint, getting the shoulders moving so that our shoulders don't get cranky as we sit in meditation and we have lots of support for a long spine. Just moving with your breath at your pace. Anytime we do a movement practice, know that you make it your own however you need to. Creating some mindfulness by moving the body with the breath. Next time you release your arms down, just circle the opposite way. So reach backward and around. Moving the shoulder blades away from each other now, lubricating the shoulders, getting into that full range of motion. Yeah. Body and breath together. Some mindful movement to start to create some more breath awareness. It's a great tool for us today. One more time, big circle. And then release your arms. You can kind of shake it out, roll it out if you need to. And then come back to stillness. And we're going to talk for just a moment about posture in meditation. So here, I'm sitting on a blanket to lift my hips up a little higher than my knees. That's a really good idea so that the low back doesn't round and crunch up, so that we can sit really tall and a little more comfortably. It also helps if you have tighter hips or tighter knees or anything of that nature. So maybe sit up on something, whether it's a blanket, a pillow, or a cushion. Just try to sit on about the first half or first third of your support, so that we don't just sit all the way back and the knees are now level with the hips again. We sit a little further forward so the hips can be higher than the knees. As always, you can sit with your shins crossed. You can stack one ankle in front of the other. You can swing around and come to sit on your heels. I'm filming this early in the morning, so if it takes me a little while to find my words, thank you for bearing with me. But you can sit on your heels. You can grab a yoga block if you have one or something similar and sit on a block between your heels. You can sit in a chair. There's nothing to say you can't meditate in a chair. You can sit with your back to the wall. All of these are options. There is no judgment here as to how you sit. It's just finding a place where you can sit with your spine long. And just know that whatever seat you choose right now, as we get into our seat, get comfortable, just know that that will probably be your first seat. You will probably shift your body around as we meditate. And I think that's great. I know that the idea is to be still in meditation. We want to hold the container of stillness. But I fully believe that it's not a good idea to take the tension from our mind and put it into our bodies. So we want to take good care of our bodies. So if that means that while you're meditating, you have to move, do that. You can bend a knee, you can straighten a leg, you can, switch your position entirely, you can move to a wall. Just know that you can move your body at any point during this meditation to take good care. So now that we've talked about posture a little bit, we're going to go into some alignment. My yoga teacher, Madhya Sati Bhagavati, my guru of my yoga lineage, she taught that there are 7 points of alignment in meditation. So we'll go through all of those. You're going to start just by finding your seat. Maybe take the flesh out from under your sits bones, position your legs however you need them, and find it. And before we go anywhere, just inhale, scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, release your shoulders down your back. Let your heart lift. Close your eyes if you like. Already, before we get into any formal practice, you begin to breathe through your nostrils. Nostril breathing is a natural nervous system soothing practice. It automatically dials down our stress response. So already you begin your nostril breaths as the foundation for your practice, and you let that start to bring you inward a little bit. And the first point of alignment in meditation, according to my teacher, is the legs. So you just bring your awareness to your legs. You feel your toes on the ground, you feel your hips and your tailbone touching the ground or your cushion. You notice the shape of your legs, maybe they're bent or straight. Just bringing some awareness here. This first point is literally the foundation of your practice. Your legs and your low body. They are what allow you to sit. They are the yogi's seat in meditation. So you just send some gratitude for your legs, for holding you here in this space of meditation. The second point of alignment, according to my teacher, is the low back. We talked earlier about how we sit the hips a little higher than the knees, and that creates or supports that natural C curve in our lower back. There's a bone at the low back, the sacrum, and the yogis would say that that is where we store all of our life force energy, all of our spiritual energy that's waiting to awaken. So when we make space in the low back, we give that energy space to flow freely up the spine. So just finding that natural C curve, that space in your low back, in your sacrum. And then the next 4 points of alignment are all about the spine. So on your next inhale, just lean to the right a little bit. Then as you exhale, lean to the left. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, inhale, lean to the right. And as you exhale, come back to center, please. Inhale, lean to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lean backward. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, back to center. So that practice is all about finding where center is for your spine. Finding that sweet spot where you can really lengthen and lift through your spinal column. The center of your nervous system, your spine. And the seventh and final point of alignment in meditation, it all has to do with the back of the head. So what you're going to do is bring your awareness to the tip of your chin. And this next movement is so small that it's barely noticeable. Just the tiniest bit, you're going to tuck your chin towards your chest. Tiniest bit, you're going to move your chin backward in space so that you feel the place where your neck meets your skull start to stretch open. 7 points of alignment. And here you are. We do this alignment practice not to create judgments and expectations on our bodies, because the world does that for us, but to simply create a strong container so that we can hold all the energy and transformation of presence and of meditation. So you sit in your meditative seat, wherever you are, and you return to that simple practice of nostril breathing. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Beginning to listen for the sound of your breath as it comes and goes. Beginning to feel your body move, your belly, your ribs, and your chest expanding and contracting as you breathe. Beginning to feel the cool current of air as it flows through your nostrils, throat, and lungs. The warm current of air as it flows back out, lungs, throat, nostrils. All of these just tools to help you notice your breath in a deeper way, to pay attention to your breath. That is the foundation of meditation, listening in for the breath. So this is where we start. Just bringing your own awareness to your breath as it comes and goes. This is the foundation of your practice. This breath is what will hold you and keep you in the moment no matter what happens in your meditation. And of course, as you bring your awareness consciously to your breath, you'll notice that your mind is still really loud, maybe even louder than it was before. That's perfectly normal. The goal is not to have a blank mind. The nature of the mind is to think. The goal instead is to notice the thoughts, just like you notice the breath. Just observing them as they come and go like flashes of a scene on a movie screen. Observing them rather than attaching to them. Because if we can observe our thoughts, that means we're not our thoughts. That's a lesson that came from another one of my beloved teachers, Swami Jayadevi, who teaches that if you can change your breath, you can change your mind. So you just spend the first few moments of meditation just practicing, observing the thoughts as they come, knowing that they can't hurt you, and then bringing your awareness back to that breath over and over again. Doesn't matter how many times you have to do it. In fact, the more you do it, the better at it you get. Your brain rewires itself so that it's easier and easier to return to your breath and the present moment each time. Listening and observing the breath, knowing that already you are teaching yourself to meditate. So today we're practicing a heart chakra meditation. We're going to take this practice of mindfulness and breath awareness and just take it a few layers deeper. But just know that this practice is yours and you can take only what you need and leave the rest. So we start on this thread of breath awareness. And with that awareness of your breath, you bring your mind to your heart. You bring some focus to your heart space. And we'll start just with the physical structure of the heart chakra. Body awareness is such a beautiful tool for presence and growth. So we start with the body, with the container. You just notice the center of your chest, starting at your sternum. You notice your shoulder blades on your back. You notice the space between your shoulder blades. This whole area of your body, from chest to shoulders, is your heart chakra. The front of the heart to the back of the heart, and everywhere in between. So you simply notice this physical space in your body, and you bring some of that breath and that awareness here. Just imagine that you could send the fluid openness of your breath to your chest, to your shoulders. Just beginning to saturate your physical heart space with the energy of your own strong breath. The heart chakra is associated with the element of air. Every chakra, every energy center in the body is associated with different elements and colors, all types of things. And the element of the heart chakra is air. And that's because just like air, the heart can take up as much space as its container allows. So taking your practice a little deeper, you begin to feel inward, beyond just the physical boundaries of your heart. You start to feel into the energy of your heart. You feel that open spaciousness like air, knowing that your heart is capable of expanding. You continue to feel the breath coming and going. The air, the prana of the breath, saturating your heart. My teacher, my Swami Jayadevi, she calls pranayama or breath work yoga for the heart. Because the heart is associated with air, the breath is directly linked to the heart. So know that as you breathe in the air around you, breathe it back out, you are already opening your heart space. Continuing to observe your thoughts, they're going to come, it's okay. And then just returning to your breath awareness and to your heart awareness as many times as you need to. Moving your body if you need to. Remember, you can adjust. Each time you move your body, you just do the same practice. You find your new position, you find your breath again, and then you find your way back to this awareness of the heart. The color that is associated with the heart chakra is green. The color of aliveness for the heart is alive. Maybe you visualize green behind your eyelids or a green light at your heart. I love that the heart chakra is green. I'm a nature girl. I love the outdoors. And so when I picture my heart chakra, I always picture leaves and trees and grass and vines, just lush greenery growing right out from the center of my chest. Humid and alive like the forests. So taking this practice a layer deeper, going one layer deeper into your own inner heart, you just begin to visualize and feel and sense into the deep aliveness of your own heart space. Lush and growing like a forest, teeming with life in this heart. Nourishing you and nourishing the world around you, just like a tall tree in your favorite forest. Continuing to breathe and just feeling one space deeper into your heart, into the aliveness of your heart space. Always listening to your breath as the container, observing the thoughts even as they come here. And then each time a thought comes, you just let it go like a scene on a screen. You return to the breath and you return to these deeper layers of your alive and wondrous heart. Maybe even visualizing that lush greenery that makes up your heart space, if you like that visual. When we begin to understand the truth that our heart is very much alive, like the earth itself, we don't really have a choice but to open the heart. We don't really have the option of living with the heart closed anymore. And of course there is pain. We're all hurt by the world, and it's hard to keep the heart open. It's a practice. That's why we sit. And the teaching of the heart is that there is a place deep within the heart that is so deep and so vast that it cannot be touched by the pain of the world. And as we go deeper into the layers of the heart, maybe we touch into that space. The Sanskrit word for the heart chakra is anahata, and one meaning of anahata is unstruck. That place within us that is so pure and loving that it cannot be touched by the pain of the world. And so with the breath on our side, we go ever deeper into the depth of the heart chakra. You might even imagine yourself walking into a cave. Swami Nityananda, another great teacher, spoke often about the cave of the heart. And he was referring to that place within us that cannot be touched by pain. You imagine yourself walking deep into that safe and comforting cave of your own deepest inner heart. And as you go into this deep place, maybe you imagine what the temple of your own heart looks like. What is the temple of your heart? What does it look like? What does the altar of your heart space look like? When I imagine the temple of my own heart, I see this very, very old, cracked stone temple in the jungle. Like I said, I love that the heart chakra is green and it makes me think of greenery. So I think of my heart temple as being deep in the jungle. I see this ancient stone temple and a stone altar lit with candles. I see vines and leaves everywhere. I see images and depictions of my beloveds, of those that bring me love in this temple of my heart. That's what I see when I imagine my heart's temple. But what I want to know is, what do you see? So as your breath and your awareness journeys you ever deeper into the deepest layer of your heart, I want you to visualize, what does the temple of your heart look like? There is nothing right or wrong. It's whatever you see in your mind's eye and in your heart. Look around in this temple of your heart space. What do you see? What colors? What materials? What elements? Is it dark? Is it light? Is it somewhere in between? Is there carpeting? Are there paintings? Notice what you smell as you observe the temple of your own heart. Notice the sounds you hear. For me, it's jungle sounds. But what about you? What do you hear? Notice the textures that you feel under your hands and feet as you walk into this temple of your own heart. Get really specific and just give yourself this time to get familiar with the temple of your own deepest heart space. And then see in front of you the altar in the temple. See it so clearly in your mind's eye. Maybe it is an altar to the Christ with a cross hanging overhead. Maybe it is an altar to Mother Nature with leaves everywhere. Maybe it is an altar to your family, your loved ones, your ancestors, your children. Maybe it is an altar to the Buddha or to God or Goddess. Whatever you believe, whatever is sacred to you, you see the altar that lives within the temple of your heart. Continuing to breathe deeply, observing your thoughts and letting them go, returning to the breath and to the practice as many times as you need to. You imagine yourself kneeling at the altar of your heart. Whatever it is that's in your heart now, you lay it down at the altar of your heart, at the feet of your beloved. Whether there is pain in your heart, you lay it down. Whether there is immense joy in your heart, you lay it down. If there's something you want or need, you lay it down at the altar of your heart. If there's something that you desperately want to see in the world around you, you lay it down at the altar of your heart. And you take these next few moments just to bow and breathe and be at the altar, in the temple, in that cave of your own deepest heart. Anahata, 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 unstruck. Bowing at that heart's altar and touching into that deep space within you that is so pure that it cannot be touched by the pain of the world. here in the deepest depths of your heart's temple, the thoughts might come, and that's okay. You just let them go. You can say, not now. I'm not thinking about that right now. You return to your breath and you return to the present awareness of you bowing at the altar in your heart's own temple. Earlier you heard me say that the chakras, all the energy centers along the spine, are associated with all these different elements and colors. Well, each one is also associated with an animal. And the animal that's associated with the heart chakra is called the musk deer. And this is a magic animal. We love magic. We're a bunch of witches and wizards here. And the story of the musk deer is that she is enchanted with this beautiful, sensuous, musky smell. And she can smell it, and this deer spends her whole life running all over the world, following the scent, following this enticing smell, trying and trying to find out where it's coming from. She runs and runs, this musk deer, trying to find the source of this beautiful, intoxicating smell, never knowing that the whole time the smell was coming from her belly. And that is the teaching of the heart. We can search our whole lives all over the world for something that will make us feel an abundance of pure and unharmed love. But truly it is only by taking this journey within to the deepest temple of the heart that we find that love. It was always coming from within. So from here, you take your deepest breath right into the center of your chest. Fill your heart with breath. As you exhale, imagine shooting the breath out in all directions like rays of the sun, just sending your heart in all directions. Again, breathe in through your heart. Exhale, send it out. One more time, breathe in through your heart. Send it out in all directions, letting your heart expand like the air. And then from here, please place your left hand on top of your heart, your right hand on top of your left. Let the heat of your hands warm your heart, just sealing in all of the transformational work that you've done in this deep heart chakra meditation. Sending an abundant sense of gratitude to yourself and to your practice. Gratitude is one of the qualities of the heart. Just one more moment, breathing into your heart space and noticing what it feels like to live inside your own heart. Just practicing living from the heart. May you stay in this deep, overflowing heart space throughout this day, this week, and this life. Please press your palms together in pranam. You can bow your forehead toward your chest. And as always, I'll share the meaning of Namaste to you as we prepare to close this practice with the word Namaste. This is the meaning as my yoga teacher shared it with me. I see the light of consciousness in you. I see the soul in you. Namaste. Then as you're ready, just stretch your arms to the sky, lengthen your spine, wiggle your hands, sway, then circle your hands beside you. Slowly begin to straighten your legs. My feet are dead asleep, so I'm gonna roll my ankles. You you can make whatever movements you need. Know that it's a process with the legs that fall asleep. Just give yourself lots of time, move slowly as you get ready to transition back into the rest of your day. And in fact, it's a really good idea to move slowly so that we don't just go from one thing to the next. Just moving from our practice to our life with intention so that our life becomes a practice. Thank you all so much for journeying into the heart with me. It's such an honor to share this practice with you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like this video, leave your feedback in the comments, and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, you can find me at Wild Yogi Thing on Instagram. You can reach out there, send me an email, whatever. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I'm always so happy to practice with you. Thank you so much. Love you.